Imagine a world where money flows like a river, where islands bow down to your whims, and your name echoes through the very lands you own. And no, it's not the plot of a fantastical novel. It's the awe-inspiring reality of King Salman bin Abdul Aziz's trillionaire lifestyle. In fact, if King Salman had $1 for every time someone tried to guess his net worth, he'd probably be able to buy a few more islands. I mean, who needs a personal assistant when you can just hire a personal planet? Well, the Arab prince doesn't have to dream because he already lives it all. If you think you know royal extravagance, you've got to be kidding yourself. And I think now is the time to venture into a world where over the top is an understatement. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to live a life at the peak of opulence, King Salman's world is about to blow your mind wide open. Let's jump right in. The House of Saud. Before we dive into King Salman's trillionaire lifestyle, let's peek behind the curtain of those mind-boggling trillion bucks. Imagine inheriting a kingdom at 79. Most of us are struggling with technology by then. King Salman took the reins after his older brother Abdullah's passing, proving that age is just a number, especially when you're in line for the ultimate jackpot. Salman's mastery spans not just the throne of Saudi Arabia, but the House of Saud's fortunes. At the core of this opulence lies Aramco, the oil giant that boasts the second largest crude oil reserve globally. With a royal grip on 98% of it, the Saud's family's net worth skyrockets to a jaw-dropping $1.4 trillion. But hey, don't let those zeros fool you. This treasure isn't just show. In fact, it's shared amongst 2,000 members of the royal family, yet all of it is directly controlled by none other than King Salman himself. If you ever thought you were good at managing resources, trust me, King Salman's got you beat. With all this excessive wealth at hand, it's no wonder King Salman's creating his own timeshare universe to live in. Because who needs one palace when you can have a dozen, right? However, out of these 12 majestic palaces he's made, a trio of palatial wonders stands out. The Al Yamama Palace in Riyadh, Al Auja Palace in Algeria, and the ever-so-opulent Erga Palace. Al Yamama Palace stands as a true masterpiece in the heart of Riyadh, effortlessly blending modern elegance with timeless Arabic design. Inside is a whole world of opulence, exquisite chandeliers, lush carpets, ornate antiques, and, quite obviously, gold, and lots of it. The price of such magnificence? Potentially hundreds of millions. I bet the Al Yamama's palace gardeners wear sunglasses even at night to protect their eyes from the glare of all that gold. Yet amidst this grandeur, King Salman bin Abdulaziz finds solace in the understated elegance of the Al Auja Palace, the minimalistic beauty. With its ancient architecture and intricate carvings, it whispers tales of bygone eras. Walk its halls adorned with black and white snapshots of Riyadh's history. Sure, gold takes a back seat here, but its value is priceless, obviously for being one of the oldest palaces on Earth. But if your heart beats for extravagant residences, then don't worry. The Erga Palace awaits you in full swing. This is where diplomacy dances, where leaders once gathered, and yes, where even a golden tissue dispenser proudly stands. Yes, you heard that right. And if tissue dispensers gets the Midas touch, you can bet the palace's other treasures are draped in gold too. King Salman's fleet of jets. Now, you might think a golden palace is worth drooling over, but don't give yourself away just yet, because King Salman takes his elite indulgences sky high. Imagine a fleet of jets decked out in the same precious metal. That's right, gold in the sky, because when King Salman sets his sights on luxury, even the clouds aren't the limit. And I'm not just saying it, because the king has really not just one, not two, but 6 regal jets made to transcend imagination. The first one is none other than the official crown jewel, the Grand 747-400, but that's just the beginning of King Salman's air fleet extravaganza. He also has 2 Boeing 747-200s, each a soaring testament to the king's exclusive privilege. Also, a 777-300 stands tall, promising luxurious journeys across the globe. And let's not forget the dreamy 787-8 and an Airbus A340-200, exclusively reserved for the king himself. Speaking of the Royal Boeing 747-400, it's a whole skyborne palace that has been transformed into a levitating paradise. It is one of the world's largest passenger aircraft that can accommodate over 600 passengers. While the interiors remain shrouded in mystery for security reasons, whispers from the wind suggest a regal wonderland awaits, a throne room, conference spaces, gold-clad bedrooms, and even lavishly adorned bathrooms. Now let's talk numbers. The average cost of a Boeing 747 is a whopping $100 million. But in King Salman's world, calculations get a bit more intricate with 2 of these marvels in his possession, so grab your calculators already. Now, remember those 4 remaining jets? they're not trailing behind in the Trillionaire lifestyle showcase. Yep, each features its own slice of luxury, adding to King Salman's high-flying collection. And let's talk maintenance. While I can't spill the beans on the exact figure, let's just say that the costs involved are monumental. It wouldn't be surprising if the grand sum exceeded a whopping $3 billion annually. Let's be real, that's like a world where billions flow like rivers, where luxury isn't just a lifestyle but a given. For King Salman, these astronomical numbers are but a fraction of his empire. It's like the rest of us budgeting for a morning cup of coffee. But guess what? All this extravagance falls short to what awaits of King Salman's wealth. You know you're in the big leagues when even your private jets have their butlers. But before things begin to get crazy, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for every moment of the royal ride. King Salman's diplomatic trips. If you think his fleet of jets weren't as impressive, you're in for a treat. Because when King Salman goes on a diplomatic trip, he doesn't just pack a suitcase, he packs the entire hotel. I mean, who needs a room when you can have the whole place, right? On a trip to Washington, he booked the entire luxurious Four Seasons hotel, 222 rooms just for his entourage. But here's the kicker, he wasn't satisfied with just the rooms, so he commanded a hotel-wide redecoration, a full-on makeover to turn everything non-gold into pure gold. Yes, tables, mirrors, lamps, and even the hat racks all got the Midas touch. And guess what? They flew all that shiny gold goodness straight from Saudi Arabia on the airplanes. Let's be honest, King Salman's diplomatic escapades are like something straight out of a blockbuster travel movie. Did you just think the 2014 Four Seasons Hotel takeover was over the top? Well, wait till you find out the Trillionaire privileges screaming in the King's 2017 trip. Now take a moment to imagine King Salman's grand tour from Russia to Indonesia, Morocco to Tokyo, and a few more stops just for the royal road. Every destination was like a stage for luxurious theatrics, and the budget? Let's just say it was more jaw-dropping than a Hollywood action scene. When he rolled into Russia, it wasn't just with a suitcase, it was with a traveling circus of 1,500 people. That's like hosting your own personal carnival wherever you go. And just like you'd expect, the food wasn't just a snack pack, it was a whopping 1,764 pounds of royal treats. But if there's anything that stolen the show, that was King Salman's golden escalator. Yep, you heard that right. A golden escalator that he used to gracefully descend from his plane. I mean, a regular escalator costs a pretty penny, but a golden one? You do the math. However, fate had some other plans, and the king had to climb down the escalator when it got stuck midway. Well, if you think that put King Salman's opulence to shame, it's high time you dive into the chapters of his legendary diplomatic voyages, starting with the grand Russian escapade. When King Salman rolled into Russia, it wasn't just a visit. It was like he declared the country his royal playground. He booked not one, but two top-tier hotels, the Ritz-Carlton and the Four Seasons, with his 1,000-plus entourage. They practically turned the hotels into their own kingdom, politely asking other guests to vacate their rooms. And guess what? The grand total for this escapade? Around $3 million. Now, for us, that might sound like a fortune, but for King Salman, it's pocket change before room service. In Morocco, he replicated his spending spree with gusto. A cool $100 million landed him an undisclosed 74-acre estate, probably making him the proud owner of a small country by proxy. His squad, meanwhile, took up 800 rooms in a lavish Moroccan hotel, practically claiming it as their own palace. Well, at this point, you may be wondering why King Salman travels with a small army of his own. And the answer's simple. He's got needs, royal needs, and he's not holding back. Just imagine 150 of the 1,500 in his entourage are his very own chefs. Yep, you heard that right. 150 culinary maestros whose only mission it is to whip up some specific delicacies for the king. But with King Salman's wealth, nothing is too big. And let's not forget his squadron of personal servants, each ensuring the king's comfort is beyond compare. It's like the ultimate concierge service, but on a global scale. But his luxurious experiences don't end just yet. And of course, it wouldn't be a royal story without a bit of intrigue. King Salman's love for gold, opulent possessions, and all things extravagant has ignited some family members' entrepreneurial spirits. Who can blame them? If the king's setting the bar for lavishness, why not try to turn a profit? The most expensive example of this is Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, a nephew of King Salman, who decided to take luxury to the skies with his grand plan to transform the Airbus A380 into the ultimate luxury private palace. We're talking about a project that could potentially set a world record in the luxury plane business. The estimated cost? A jaw-dropping $485 million. Imagine boarding this flying paradise and practically forgetting you're on a plane. wide staircases, elevators connecting 5 luxurious suites. It was like a palace on wings. This flying haven would feature a concert hall, a Turkish bath lavishly furnished in marble, a steam room, a cinema, even parking space for luxury cars. And don't forget the mosque with electronic mats that automatically turn towards Mecca. But Prince Al Walid's master plan didn't stop there. He intended to resell this flying palace to King Salman himself once he was done, presumably for an even pricier sum. However, the plot took a twist. The project never reached the heights of completion it aimed for. Today, an abandoned Airbus A380 sits in a hangar in France, stripped of its luxurious interior, a reminder of lavish living dreams that were grounded. While the rest of us are saving up for that next vacation, King Salman is out here turning entire hotels and airplanes into his personal playgrounds. And if there's anything more intriguing than King Salman's luxurious life, that's clicking on our next video for a golden ticket to more of these luxurious experiences.